All right, so let me give you a little refresher on some sound by the Speaker of the House with where he sees this moment.
Sure. This is the closest we will ever get to repealing and replacing Obamacare. The time is here. The time is now. This is the moment, and this is the closest this will ever happen. It really comes down to a binary choice.
He's trying to make you guys feel like you can blow this. Get on board with this plan. It's better than what's there now. And if not, you are with Pelosi and Obama. Do you accept that?
No, we're with the American people. We're going to do what we told them we were going to do. And to set this up as a binary choice, we just got this bill 72 hours ago. The American people first saw this bill 72 hours ago. And to say that we can amend it, change it, and make it right, that just doesn't make, that's not how the legislative process works. I represent 750,000 people in the 4th District of Ohio. They want me to weigh in. I'm not on the Energy and Commerce Committee. I'm not on the Ways and Means Committee, and I'm not on the Budget Committee. So we want to influence this bill, change this bill, make this bill consistent with what we told the voters we were going to do. I bet there's a lot of members, in fact, I know there's a lot of members who don't want this binary choice. They want to weigh in and be part of the legislative process.
Well, look, the other thing that Ryan is saying, and again, he seems to be carrying water for the White House on this, is you had your chance. We've been looking at this for a year. Everybody was asked to weigh in. We took everybody's ideas. This is what we agreed on, and now you're not on the team.
And nowhere in the Better Way agenda does it say we're going to repeal Obamacare, but we're going to take the Medicaid expansion and extend it. And nowhere in the Better Way did it say we're going to repeal Obamacare, but we're going to keep some of the Obamacare taxes for another year, and we're going to keep part of the Cadillac tax. Nowhere did it say that. So why don't we do what we said we were going to do? Why don't we do what we all voted on? That's what I introduced 2 days ago. Clean repeal. The exact same legislation we put on President Obama's desk. Let's put that on President Trump's desk. We know we can pass that. We know we had agreement with that. This idea that, oh, we're doing something. We're doing what we did before. That's what we introduced. And then we can get to those other issues that are critically important, that are going to bring down the cost of health insurance for the working families and middle-class families of this country. That's our plan.
All right, Jim, they're going to yell at me about time, but we're going to talk about the substance of whether these changes are right or not. But I want to ask you one more political question.
Sure.
I don't understand what's happening here. It seems like, you were supposed to be on the same page. This rollout was supposed to go out as here's what the GOP wants. Let's fight with the Democrats. And then this happened where I heard from you, I heard from Steve King and other guys on the conservative side of the GOP saying, I never signed up for any of this. This wasn't supposed to be in here. President Trump didn't say that this was what he was going to do. He said he was going to repeal this our way. Where's the disconnect?
Well, I think the thing we have to focus on is what I keep saying. Let's just simply do what we told the voters we were going to do when they sent us here.
But Ryan says that's what this is, and President Trump says that's what this is.
No, this keeps I think this keeps way too much of the structure of Obamacare. This, as I said, keeps some of the taxes. This has a 30% penalty for people who don't have insurance and then go
right.
Try to get
I guess
insurance.
what's in there, but I'm saying why is it such a surprise to you guys if the Speaker of the House is saying this is us and the White House is saying this is us? What happened with you guys?
It shouldn't be. That's why we offered a plan. Look, we said if we can't agree on this, let's do what we agreed on last year. After all the Republicans voted for it just 15 months ago. We were able to put it on President Obama's desk. Of course, he vetoed it. We know President Trump won't do that. So we want to help the president do what we all campaigned on. That's what conservatives are focused on accomplishing. And most of all, we want to bring down the premium cost, bring down the cost of insurance, bring back affordable insurance. Our goal should not be to sign more people up for government health care. Our goal should be to put in place market forces that actually bring back affordable insurance for the working class and middle class families across this country. That's what I promised the voters in the 4th District of Ohio. That's why I'm fighting so hard to actually accomplish that.
Let's talk about that as a fair premise here in terms of the substance of the matter. Health care costs are going up. That was true before Obamacare. That was true after Obamacare. But it was less true after Obamacare. And yes, you can cherry pick different income levels and different dispositions of families and find data on both sides. But health care costs are a problem, period. The premiums are not going up as much as they were before Obamacare. They're still going up. So is it misleading to say to people Obamacare is the problem?
Well, it's certainly a big problem. Yes, it is the problem, and it wasn't perfect before. We've forgotten what a marketplace looks like in this country.
But the premiums aren't going up as much as they were before it. Deal with that part.
Well, Chris, deductibles, if you can afford the premium, you can't afford the deductibles, particularly if you're in the individual market. Or if you're in the small group market, you can't afford the deductibles if you can afford the premiums. You have fewer choices, all driving it up. So what we're saying is never forget what Obamacare did. It said we're going to have all these mandates, all these taxes, all these regulations, drove up the cost of insurance, mandated that you had to get it, and if you didn't, you got penalized. Never forget that. So let's get rid of that. And sure, there were problems before, so let's fix that too.
Right.
But we think the answer is a marketplace, not more government intervention, not more government control, particularly from Washington, D.C.
But you also can't forget why it was done, which led to you having 20 million more people covered and rates not as high in terms of their rate of increase as it was before. You cherry pick Arizona saying, look at the premium spike. That's because that state didn't put the law into effect. So it shrunk its own pool. It made it uncompetitive.
Chris, this is the fundamental difference. You're viewing success as signing more people up for government health care. I view success as bringing down the cost of insurance. So that's what I'm fighting for. I would much rather have families be able to go in the private market and say, that policy fits my needs, versus this one-size-fits-all of Medicaid or this one-size-fits-all of the few and limited choices people have in the Obamacare exchange. I would much rather say, I want families to be able to say, this is the plan that fits our needs. I want to be able to buy that plan, and we need to be able to bring costs down so they can afford that plan. That, to me, is choice and freedom, and that's what's actually going to help families.
Right.
So let's get to a marketplace and make sure we can accomplish that.
I mean,
I don't believe this bill does that.
You use government as if it's a bad word in this context, but to be fair, there is no place that you'll find that has this kind of marketplace when it comes to health insurance.
Not now, but that's what we got to create.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying it like it's something that should be understood. It's never existed anywhere else that you can point to. And remember, you have to be okay. You have to be okay with having less people have health insurance to get some people to have it cheaper. Are you okay with that?
I want all people to have better insurance. I want
but they will lose
families
coverage.
Right now who are paying $5,000 a month in premiums for a $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 deductible policy. I don't think that's acceptable. And I've talked to those families in our district, and they don't believe it's acceptable either.
You could fix
that's what we're trying to focus on. Yes, that's what we're trying to do.
But the way you're fixing it now, millions of people may lose their coverage. You need to own that.
No, look, when we repealed this, Obama, even a bill we put on President Obama's desk, there was a 2 years wind down. We understand this can't happen overnight. You need some kind of transition period.
When they're going to lose coverage doesn't change the fact that they will lose coverage. That's all I'm saying.
And when that date happens, there's going to be, if our replacement plan is implemented, there will be affordable policies in place where they can go buy that policy and meet their family's needs. That's what we want at an affordable rate. Right now, we've lost sight of all of that, so that's what we got to bring back.
It works for some, not for all, but the devil's in the details. We know that better than ever now. You're always welcome to come on.
Every other industry. Works in every other industry.
But this industry is different. You're always welcome on to discuss what's going to happen next.
I enjoy it.
Appreciate it.